Hi guys, thank you for joining me in this edition of Paris Craze. This is kind of an unusual video because I'm working with something that's already made, and here what you're looking at is not a real Dionysus Gucci handbag, but rather a fake, and I think a really bad one too. So as you know, there's a lot of fakes out there. We could do a whole video on what kinds of things to look at or look for, but this is not that kind of video. So a friend of mine handed this bag to me in hopes that I may be able to look or work with this as a project to make this fake look a little bit more real, because I think it's rather obvious. Okay, so I think if you look up this bag, Dionysus, if I'm pronouncing this correctly, you might get different results. This is one of the designs or models that you will find. This one comes in the monogram like this, sometimes comes in the blue, and the color combination, like this other shade you see here, will come in different colors. This one's sort of a not really beige, but sort of. So let me tell you some of the most obvious differences between this and a real bag. Okay, the real bag has the metal brackets on top, it has a chain strap that is very similar to this. It has this particular piece right here, this metal piece that I'm not exactly sure if it's a snake or a dragon of sorts. Gucci does work with certain elements such as that. So this is kind of part of the clasp, and the real one has, the monogram piece that you see right here is actually a flap by itself. So when you open the bag, it's its own compartment, the main compartment. This is an additional flap that uncovers a bottom pocket on the front. And underneath here, this particular bag has the magnetic clasp. If I turn it sideways, you will see this is totally, and I apologize for the lighting here. It's getting a little bit late here. The original has a couple of additional spines here, for example, because this bag has several compartments on the inside. So it's kind of like an accordion finish on this side. Now, I did come across a bag like this that had one single piece here in suede. So, and that was supposed to be a real Dionysus. So maybe the Dionysus comes in certain, variances. But anyway, so this one, obviously the feel of it, this monogram canvas is just really bad, is really flimsy, really thin. When you look at it, of course, it might resemble the real thing, but what they did here, of course, is a single compartment, single flap with the additional insert here. So when you open it, this one has two magnetic clasps, you see, and this strap is just a single strap. This flap is just a single flap with the insert right here, which is very flimsy. Okay, and so the original has a pocket here that this covers is a second flap, and then this opens up to the main compartment. Usually that's what this model looks like. Other than that, it looks, like some things seem to be consistent, not very good quality, and so on. So I don't promote, the use of fakes at all in this video, but we know they do exist. They are out there, and if it's your choice to purchase one, kudos to you. If you can not afford one, maybe save up and buy a real one will always be, the better option. But of course, it's really all up to you, right? So I just wanted to kind of give you the features of this one. Again, here's sort of like the main compartment. The lining, it's not at all Gucci style. It does read Gucci, and then this particular zipper pull also says Gucci. So in this project really is, the purpose of this project is to make this bag look like a real Dionysus, or at least make it look more real, so that, this individual can actually use it and feel a little bit, more confident carrying it around. So my idea is to really kind of change the existing features of it, if at all possible. Sorry, my camera's moving here a little bit. What I would like to do is, I prefer the metallic silver. So one of the things that I've been thinking about is painting the brackets in metallic silver, painting this clasp in metallic silver, perhaps changing the color of this, definitely changing the strap. This chain is very, very cheap material. It's super light. It's like, I don't know what it is. And I don't think the real one has this sort of shoulder piece, which is really, really awful. But anyway, so change the color of the metal accents, change the chain, and perhaps embellish the front of this handbag so it looks like some of the other styles of Dionysus out there, which incorporates embroidery. Now this is what I imagine the base of this project will be. This is the Dionysus with inserts in red suede. I think it makes a really nice contrast and quite a dramatic contrast. As I said before, the Dionysus shape tends to be generally the same. The features and characteristics are generally the same. Some of the variances may be the insert materials being used or the colors being used, sometimes with monograms, sometimes in solid leathers, those kinds of things. The hardware may be in gold, or it may be in the antique silver, as you can see in this particular type. Some of the embellishments may come in like embroidered appliques with floral patterns, sometimes words spelled out in different places. Sometimes the appliques come in beading, glass beads. This one looks really nice. And so the themes vary, of course. This particular one, the appliques are more of a needlepoint type. And, GUCCI has like the bee, the lion, the coral snake. You will often find those themes incorporated in a lot of the GUCCI products. But this has the cat, the star, the moon, and all that. So, there's something for everyone. So stay tuned. I hope you enjoy this video as much as I will enjoy making it. Now I want to start by removing this metal piece to have it painted. However, it is quite sealed here. It's like it won't give. So plan B would be to paint it as it is. So it's just a matter of covering everything and prepping it for some spray paint. So I'm going to very lightly sand the surface of the hardware, just because, as you know, spray paint is not one of my favorite material or things to use, and I just want to make sure the surface is not extremely smooth. I sanded it off, and for some reason, you can see the silver, but also you can see some copperish tones. So I'm not exactly sure what's going on there. And just so that it, looks even, or it contrasts this with the rest of the hardware, then I'll go ahead and paint it. I'm going to cover the rest of it with a plastic bag just to be sure that the paint doesn't get anywhere. Okay, so I think we're prepped and ready to start painting. So I have some appliques that you can purchase online that are reminiscent of Gucci styles. We'll see how I will use this in this particular project. Now you might remember one of the Dionysus examples was a bag that had a coral snake, a bit smaller than this, but that was on the spine, kind of in this very position, kind of going a little bit over the spine of the handbag. Now I kind of like that, but I think I'd like to try something new. I also have some webbing that is reminiscent of Gucci. So my idea is to use the web and the coral snake in this manner, so it will hang this way on the front of the bag, and this will go on the back of the bag. I think that will look nice. For right now, I've just secured it with a little bit of glue in each area. I will be sewing with the regular sewing machine these areas, so it's really, kind of a nice blended in effect. As I mentioned before, I will be replacing the chain. The previous chain was very lightweight, very cheap material. I will be using this one that is in the silver. It once was a belt, as you can see here. So I've already removed the ends of the belt. This is much heavier, more substantial material. It has a different look. It's actually a much nicer appearance to use in this project. Okay, so here's the coral snake already beaded. I think this will definitely add a little bit of bling to this particular accent. So I've added glass beads in every kind of area where there was black in the design. And then I also added, a few red ones, kind of in the same type. So I hope you like it. Now I will be attaching this to the handbag. I will be adding the chain strap, and this project will be complete. So let's see how it turned out. Now here what I want to do is make sure I line up the band here that is sort of like the web, line it up with the clasp just to be sure that it's centered correctly, and then just making sure I do the same throughout the back of the bag. So here you have the end result. I hope you feel that this bag has been upcycled a little bit, perhaps improved, or maybe even look like a real Dionysus. Here is my project side by side with my original inspiration. Here is the back side. And here you have it, guys, the GUCCI Dionysus. I hope that this video will get your creative juices flowing in thinking about a bag you may have that you would like to personalize or customize. I think patches and appliques are a great way to do that. And also, if you happen to have a bag that perhaps has an imperfection, has an area of damage or a stain, I think the patches and appliques may be an alternative. something to think about. Again, thank you for joining me on this edition. Please be sure to like this video, subscribe, and comment if you would like. This is Paris Grace. We'll see you next time.